I always tell people that losing is not the end, losing is a lesson. Tonight I learned a very hard lesson.
I knew that was going to happen to him. Walking forward with the hands down on the opening bell, you're going to get walloped.
People saying I'm juiced, what a compliment. People saying I got bricks in my fucking gloves, what a compliment.
Do you see the picture, the image? There's like rocks in his hands.
What a compliment.
Have they not watched any of his fights?
As ambitious as you are, you can never make everybody happy.
No. That's why it's hard to be a champion.
Which sucks.
The pressure.
You know for a fact, you do not ever as a fighter say, I cannot see. It's over. Right. And he was counting on that. He said he had already stated it. He didn't need to say it again. I stopped him twice. That night. There's no doubt about it.
Ilia Topuria has finally broken his silence, delivering an emotional update to fans as he continues recovering from the toughest setback of his career. Despite everything he's been through, his message was simple. He's staying positive, he's focused on recovery, and he fully believes he'll return stronger than ever. For a fighter who built his reputation on confidence, relentless pressure, and an unshakable belief in himself, this was always going to be one of the biggest tests he'd ever face.
Ilia Topuria will look back and go, why didn't I let him up?
What about that 1 minute between the rounds? If Ilia had to come out with that 1 minute when they were looking at him and he said he couldn't see, Justin might have stopped him right then. Ilia had a full minute to completely recover that he should have gotten. Inexperienced doctor.
They overruled doctor who may not have been as experienced in this.
Mark said it was an inexperienced doctor. You gotta let them fight.
Physically, now I don't know what the truth is, but all these reports are that he has 2 fractured orbitals and a broken nose. Just that alone, just the orbitals alone, like anytime you've got eye injuries, like anything severe with your eyes, long-term consequences vary. You know,
it's psychological.
Absolutely.
And your body heals.
And physical.
The body is resilient.
Yeah, like, I'm telling you,
broken bones make stronger bones. Like that is his orbital bones will be stronger.
It depends on where, though, Justin. The orbital bone, I had my orbital broken, and for 6 months I would do this and my tooth would move, and it's right where my sinus cavity is. You remember when you hit me with the spinning elbow?
Your tooth would move?
Dude,
when you push
right
on
here,
your cheek?
And my tooth would move.
Oh, God.
I still feel the soft spot, but this is a very weak area where your sinus cavity is. And you broke both orbitals and the nose.
The physical recovery is one challenge, but the mental battle that follows a devastating defeat can often prove even more difficult. Topuria, however, insists that this isn't the end of his story. If anything, he believes it's only the beginning of a completely new chapter.
And that's when he reacted, and he must have said no more.
I mean, he wanted to continue to fight, let the guy go. So he sits in the corner, tells his cornerman he can't see. And then he's got the doctor doing the eye test, and the doctor's saying no. It's like, oh, this fight's fucking over. But then they let him continue. But I don't know who threw in the towel in the fourth. It's almost like Goddard said, the fight's fucking over.
No, his brother said we're going to keep fighting, and then he looked into his brother's eyes, and then he waved it off.
Ilia literally could have walked off and been champ. If Ilia, when he hit him with that liver shot and Gaethje kind of went down, if he would have walked off, the ref would have stopped that fight. If you get hit with those liver shots and you kind of cramp up, you can't just get up. You kind of just are there for a sec. So if he walked off and Gaethje's just laying there, maybe the ref tries to stand him up or whatever, but
And I'm not saying he cheated or anything. I'm just saying, I guarantee you don't want to go into battle thinking, had this huge fight with my wife. You don't want any of those thoughts in your head before a fight.
I mean, Ilia Topuria, in previous fights, you could tell he always had like his family, his wife, his kids. I just watched a documentary that came out on Ilia Topuria, and he was just talking about how much he loved his girl. And that could have been his fault that they got a divorce. I wonder how much that had to do with everything.
It had everything to do with everything. It's all connected.
Yeah, Ilia's in the hospital. He's busted up. You know, I'm not a doctor, but his eye looked like he probably has a broken orbital. I don't know that. That's not a fact, but I'm just assuming. And my plans for him are to go home and rest and recover and take his time. And you know, tonight was a rough night for him. I just want to make sure he's healthy and good, and not even thinking about him fighting again. Just want him to go home and relax and rest and heal.
The MMA world has reacted with a mixture of respect, optimism, and curiosity. Some believe adversity creates the greatest champions, pointing to countless fighters who suffered painful defeats before returning better than ever. Others feel this loss exposed areas of Topuria's game that will need significant improvements if he wants to climb back to the very top. Looking back, many analysts believe the fight changed because of the pace Justin Gaethje was able to force. Rather than allowing Topuria to dictate the exchanges, he constantly disrupted the rhythm, mixed his attacks, and gradually turned the contest into the type of brutal fight that has made him one of the most dangerous veterans in the sport.
Lad, undisputed champion, you deserve it after your career, but now I want that rematch. I am going to finish BSD and I want that rematch with Justin Gaethje for the undisputed title. I told you, didn't I? It was fate. Justin Gaethje, man, that's off to you. You deserve it for the fucking heavy career you've had. You absolutely deserve it, lad. Everyone gave me shit for getting beat by him. What now? What now, lad? Thought he was finished, thought he was 38, thought he was over the hill, and then he just beat you. Greatest fighter of all time, Ilia Topuria. You fucking gang of gobshite. I went 5 with him. I took every fucking shot that he threw at me and kept walking forward. This little bitch has just quit after 4 rounds. That's what this little bitch has just done. Look at him, sat on his stool. I kept fucking walking forward at Gaethje for 5 rounds and didn't have an ounce of quit in me because I'm a proper fighter.
Ilia loses to Justin. What did you think of the fight?
When I saw that, I couldn't believe, to be honest. And yeah, I was happy.
So what did you think about how it actually played out?
He felt so confident that, like, I'm going there and knock him out.
When you take damage like this, you're never gonna be same. Never, ever. You know, he take too much damage, you know. You see how he tap, how he give up end of the 5 round? He go like this.
I don't often make predictions. I don't. But I said multiple times sitting in this chair, talking to that camera or to a guest, that I question why the UFC would have an event which was being billed as a celebration of America and book a main event in which an American was going to be knocked out in the main event. I said it. And so I have to eat crow. I have to apologize to Justin Gaethje. This is the business that we're in. You make picks, you pick a side. Justin Gaethje, what he did on Sunday is the highlight of his career, obviously, and apropos given the fact that he is nicknamed the highlight.
As the rounds progressed, the damage began to accumulate, and by the end of the night, the physical toll was impossible to ignore. That's why so much attention has now shifted toward recovery. Facial injuries aren't just about healing. Fighters have to rebuild confidence, return to sparring, regain timing, and trust themselves again before stepping back into elite competition.
A guy who early in his career was not looked at as a can't-miss prospect, was not someone that we talked about, even in World Series of Fighting. I noted yesterday when I did my wrap-up, I remember being at a weigh-in, I think it was in Toronto in 2013, and he walks up to me and he says, yo man, can you put this on Twitter? Like say like Justin Gaethje is one of the best lightweights in the world. Like he needs to get some shine. And I'm like, here we are. He has all these bonuses, all these moments, all these victories, and now he's undisputed champion. Imagine telling someone as he's getting knocked out by Max Holloway on the grandest of stages, UFC 300, that he would then come back and beat Paddy Pimblett, handing him his first UFC loss, and then beat Ilia Topuria at the White House?
Yeah,
I caught you with that one.
He's such a pretty boy that he was so concerned about the blood so immediately. I hit him with the uppercut. He's bleeding, and he started touching it over and over and over. But I mean, he's so fucking dangerous. You know, I don't know how I stayed away from some of those shots. He definitely rocked me, but you know, I just kept telling myself that to just trust my abilities. You know, not be emotional. And again, when I say I don't have emotions, like nothing feels better than what I feel right now.
It's a process that can't be rushed, which is why many fans believe taking extra time away could actually benefit Topuria in the long run. One thing almost everyone agrees on is that his fighting spirit has never been questioned. Throughout his career, he's built a reputation for responding to challenges rather than avoiding them, and that's exactly why so many people expect him to come back motivated rather than discouraged. Every setback provides another opportunity to evolve.
I think we just witnessed probably the greatest fight of this year. Ilia Topuria taking on Justin Gaethje. Now I'm gonna start off right here. I was one who picked against Justin Gaethje. When you look at Justin Gaethje's previous fights, when he's fought Dustin Poirier, when he's fought Charles Oliveira, when he's fought Khabib Nurmagomedov, when he's fought Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje gets dropped. He gets dropped and he gets finished. I mean, that's something that we've seen time and time again in his career. And what would make no different when he's fighting a guy like Ilia Topuria, where Ilia Topuria, what he does is he puts people to sleep. Max Holloway puts him to sleep. Charles Oliveira puts him to sleep. Alex Volkanovski got put to sleep. And you guys might hate me for this, but the best thing Justin Gaethje can do is retire. He should retire on this amazing victory against a legend like Ilia Topuria. I mean, I keep saying Ilia Topuria's a legend. He's still young in his career, but he's a phenomenal athlete. You retire on top. You save your brain cells. You ride off in a sunset. You beat one of the best athletes. You gave him his first fucking defeat right away with the White House belt and the undisputed lightweight championship belt.
Ilia comes out. He's wandering into jabs like he's never boxed a day in his life. Generational aura loss for Ilia Topuria. The amount of energy and just absolute confidence that he was going to go out there and Justin Gaethje and KO Justin Gaethje in round 1 that he had going into this fight, for it to be turned upside down almost immediately in round 1 while Justin Gaethje is on the back foot, stinging Ilia Topuria with jabs. Opened uppercut on his eye. We noticed that on the fight week build-up when they did the ESPN MMA interview. He had stitches on his eye. Justin Gaethje immediately opens that up with his jab. Ilia Topuria is wandering in, high and tight guard, wandering forwards into Justin Gaethje, and just getting stung by jabs non-stop.
And many believe this defeat could ultimately produce the most complete version of Topuria we've ever seen. The biggest question now is what comes next. Should he return immediately against another top contender? Does a rivalry with Paddy Pimblett become the perfect comeback fight? Or does he take his time, rebuild carefully, and eventually chase another run toward championship contention?
Skill set in there, said probably the second best guy you prepared for outside of Khabib. But now that you're through Ilia, was he as good as you thought he was? Was he better than you thought he was? Just can you talk about what you experienced in there with him?
I mean, he's very good. I mean, my liver still hurts right now. The body shots were crazy. I mean, he was really, really fast, but when he didn't get the finish at the end of the second round, I think it really took his spirit. And, again, I said it in the press conference leading up. I was like, he really backed himself into a corner saying he's going to be so dominant. And I said it. When we go to the second round, you're going to be like, what the f? When we go to the third round, you're going to be like, what the f? That's what I did tonight.
Did you feel he was broken after he didn't get that finish?
I never felt he was broken because he was so dangerous at the whole time.
Wow, that guy's crazy. Man, look at that
dude. Justin Gaethje, the biggest underdog on the card. Ilia Topuria, the new sensation, the new superstar of the sport, just got pieced up, demolished, and stopped by the doctor at the end of round 4. Justin Gaethje, the highlights, gets it done.
Last round, 2-2, I'd say. First 2 to Topuria, next 2 to Gaethje.
About to mention his face being beaten to it. Look at that.
Oh, they're stopping it. Oh, they stopped it. Wow.
Oh, there we go.
The big backflip's coming. He might be too tired for that. No, he's done it.
He's done it. Oh.
Oh, he's done it. Watch your neck.
Whatever direction the future holds, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. This defeat hasn't reduced interest in Ilia Topuria. If anything, it's made fans even more invested in watching the next chapter unfold. The comeback story has already begun, and when he finally walks back into the octagon, the entire MMA world will be watching to see whether this setback becomes the moment that defined his career, or the moment that transformed it forever.